Hi, I'm Neta Rosenfeld. I lead the resource utilization team in Joint ELCA.
My name is Yariv Man. I'm Deputy Director in the Ministry of Welfare and Social Affairs. 1 year ago, I had the Unit for Economic and Social Development among the Negev Bedouin community.
My name is Khair Albaz and I'm the chairman of Ajik Nisbet, and that's a position for the last almost 10 years. Ajik Nisbet is an NGO operating on the south, but not just only. We're also operating on central and northern Israel, and we're providing a wide range of services on the socioeconomic development issues. The Bedouin community is the poorest in the country. Every second family is under the line of poverty. There is a very high unemployment rates here in this community, and that of course impacts on all the different aspects of life.
In the beginning of March 2020, I got a phone call from the Treasury saying that a pandemic is coming because of the patterns of consuming health services in the Bedouin South, which is either family doctor or hospital. They're going to swamp the only hospital existing in the south, Soroka. They're going to make it collapse, and after that, the whole Negev will collapse, and after that, the whole country. So they were panicked.
We all realized from day one that this is a huge event, and no one single organization can deal with it. Not single municipalities or not the NGOs alone and not the government offices alone. It would have to be done by creating this partnership where all parties get together and start creating this work. We decided to open an emergency center in one of the Bedouin towns. And therefore the Bedouins will themselves, the community will itself know that this is an existing. They would know that it's there for them, to help them. And this emergency center, we started inviting more and more people to come in and see and to get to know what we're doing. So we started with the municipalities, with government representatives that came in, the police representatives came in, the home front was on a daily basis meeting with people there.
We drove to near Kibbutz Bet Kama, and we sat there in a place with picnic tables, people from the police and people from the Ministry of Interior and people from the Ministry of Welfare Affairs. There was one guy from Prime Minister office, and we sat together and we decided to think how can we manage with this new situation, as I said before, in the first lockdown, in order that we can we will be able that the COVID won't spread among the Bedouin community. Most of us were very, very sensitive to the fact that if something happened in the Bedouin community, we won't have data, we won't have information.
In the beginning of the COVID outburst, we met 3 times a week via video, and everybody went through their efforts, their needs, and we synchronized it. In those very frequent talks we had in the emergency team, everything worked very fast, from the need to the response to the adjustment needed. Because of a very high level of synchronization, we were managed to create a mechanism of 12 hours from raising a need, raising the funds, and giving the response in the field.
Until the COVID-19 hit us, there was not many attempts to work together in partnership between all the different partners, i.e. the government offices, local municipalities, NGOs, community representatives and others. And therefore, when we were hit by the COVID, we found ourselves unready because there were no models that were developed to how to work in cooperation between the different arms. So the first thing that was done actually and was needed to be done was to get all the different partners to start learning how to work together. And that the first step was to create trust among all the different partners.
One of the problems is the mistrust, because the Bedouin will say to you, listen, the government for many years said to us so many things, just words without any outcomes. So we, as civil servants in this system, had to think all the time about how they will see us, how can we promise that things that we will say actually will happen, but in a very, very short period, okay?
The trust sits, or the distrust sits between the community and the local municipalities' heads, between the local municipalities and government offices. So it's all around. Police knew that they had to stop demolition warrants of illegal building, because they knew that now they need the trust of the community most of all, so they froze them. The army units knew that they had to take off their uniform and to go on civil clothes to do explanatory efforts. So trust was a very main issue, and we always kept the local municipality in the front. The local governance is crucial for the sense of self-safety of the residents. We kept always the local municipalities in the front. It was very important. And we can see that between one wave and the other, the local municipalities gained strength and knew how to handle it. We were just the support net to elevate the local abilities.
We decided not to go there. If you can understand me, how much it's not easy for us not to go and say, listen, we will hug you, we will help you to bring food and alcohol gel for the people. No, we knew that we have to let them do their job, to separate them from us. For example, when Khir and the Ajik organization decided to establish the war room in Abu Tlul village, I wasn't there. All the time I asked Khir, listen, Khir, let me be there. I want to go there. I want to see the things. I want to maybe to help. And he said to me, listen, the community look for trust, for security. They are very confused now. They know me. Let me speak to them. Is it better to use the muazzin and the imam, or it's better to use the police for the same goal, which is to convince people not to go out of their houses? They have to speak to their community, and they know to speak to the community better than us.
The trust was built around the time of the COVID-19, and now there is no way of going back. It was proven that it's possible when you have the trust between all the different levels, and every side knows what the other is responsible for and what they can do. We need to continue working on building the trust and strengthening the trust between the different partners.
My connection to people like Dr. Muhammad al-Nabari and Khir al-Baz are very strong now, because we had a challenge and we coped there together. And I think that even if we didn't succeed to do some things, they know, Khir know, for example, that we try very hard. We tried very hard for them. We tried very hard for their people, for the Bedouin community. And we know that we can trust them, because I saw Khir al-Baz in very complicated days. He's a real leader, and I have to help him in order that he will succeed to do other kind of operations for his community.
The same multidisciplinary human network that worked in the task force times is now formulating the national level of policy for Bedouin South.
Now we can speak about transportation, we can speak about welfare, about education, about health.
So the two things are very important. As I said, one is to create trust and build trust and maintain trust, and secondly, to develop models for intervention in the future that will allow us to create a situation where the trust between government and local municipalities, government and local organizations, and also government and local communities will be better and stronger. And it's something in the Negev, it's something very, very important.